Our show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, The Green Law Firm, personal injury attorney, Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies, Moe's Pizza, Lance's AC and Heating, CC's Children Blocks, The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a good one for you all tonight. In a couple minutes, I will be bringing in an LSU legend, the one and only Chad Jones. But before that, I can't do it without my two co-hosts. I got the one and only VK Jones. What's up, VK?
What's going on, everybody? Like, tag, share, and subscribe to the Hash Out Show on all social media platforms. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And we got a very special announcement coming up. And I'll tell you one thing, man, this has been a very interesting week. We got a LSU legend tonight. We got top five talk tonight. We got picks tonight. But also, I have a little special shout out before we get to those picks as well. So buckle up for a good show tonight.
George, when he just took over the show, he got a special shout out. I mean, I ain't know nothing about this shout out. You knew about this,
Me
George? Go
neither.
ahead, GP.
I don't
Well,
know. First of all, it
you'll
is.
find out more about that tonight. Y'all two will
I
find out
think.
more.
I,
You'll
I
be
think I know
surprised.
where he's going with it. I think he's. I think I know where he's going with. But listen, it's Wednesday night, and yeah, for you fans of the Hash It Out Show, y'all know what that means. More great sports talk, a great guest tonight, and of course the picks. And of course, it's week 6. We're already into the second half of the regular season. And the special announcement, whoever wants to make it, we will make it at some point tonight. Yeah, I see the Green Wave hat. Thought he was an Alabama fan. Now he's on Tulane. Come on, bro. You front running?
Boy, man, y'all attacking me. Even Chad was like, "I like the hat, man." What did I
Hey,
do,
man, I
man?
know. It's all good. Look, I'm in a good frame of mind. The New York Mets just knocked off the Philadelphia Phillies to advance into the National League Championship Series. And I don't care who we play. San Diego, LA, it don't matter. I don't care. But this is going to be a great show tonight. We're going to have a great time. I get to do it with two of my best friends. And we got a special announcement for you later in the show. You can't get enough of us. Guess what? We're going to get enough. We're not going to get enough of you because with this announcement we got coming, you're going to see a lot of us this week.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. This guy, he played for your LSU Fighting Tigers. Not only football, but also baseball, winning a national championship for both sports. BCS championship in football in 2007 and 2009, winning the College World Series national championship. He is an LSU legend. We have the one, the only, Chad Jones. What's going on, Chad? How you doing?
And glad to be on, man, Jared. Nice to be on here. I'm doing just fine. Doing just fine.
Definitely, man. We are happy and glad to have you. Let's get right to it. Who in your life, or the people or the person that got you involved into playing sports?
So started off, my dad was a high school coach at Nichols before it was Frederick Douglass, but it's Nichols High School. But like I said, my dad got me out there early, but I really started baseball first. I started baseball at 6-ish years old, 6, 7 years old, and I probably really got into football at about 9 years old.
All right.
Yeah, but Big Al was always that guy who kind of like really got me out there first, kind of showed me the way. But I also had an older brother, Raheem Alim, formerly known as Al Jones Jr. Like I said, so being 22 months after him, I had everything in the world to kind of charge me up to get me on out there on the football field or baseball diamond.
Speaking of Raheem, that was my question later on, but I ask you about it now.
Mhm.
How much of an influence was he, knowing that's your bigger brother?
Raheem was the biggest influence in my life. Like I said, and I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with Raheem, but Raheem was at St. Augustine. He was the number one defensive lineman in the state, defensive end in the state, number two defensive end in the country behind a guy named Ricky Jean Francois, who also played ball with us at LSU. But coming out playing against my brother, I always and let me tell you this story. And I always talk about how I came up when it came to me working out. I never was the guy that, hey, I wanted to be all district, I wanted to be all state. I started off as I wanted to make sure that I belonged on the field with my brother because I looked up to my brother and I hold my brother to a high standard. And him being a little older than me and him rolling with older guys, I just wanted to create a standard that, hey, first I belonged on the field with my brother, and then also belonged on the field with the other guys as well. So just he was the full. He was the guy that I always looked up to and got me in the football deal for sure.
You started off at St. Augustine High School and then had to transfer to Southern Lab due to Hurricane Katrina. Talk about the adjustment you had to make from moving from New Orleans to the Baton Rouge area.
Well, everybody had to make an adjustment. Like I said, my adjustment was somehow a blessing in disguise. My mom's side of the family was from Baton Rouge, Baker, Louisiana, whatnot.
Hmm.
Kind of right across. If you don't know Baker, you know about Scotlandville across the track. So we're talking neighboring cities and whatnot. But my
Mhm.
family had a lot to do with the high school I graduated from, Southern University Lab School. My great grandfather was the first principal of Southern University Lab School. My grandfather was the dean. There's the library, John B. Cade, not named after my grandfather, on that campus already. So my mom's side of the family went there, but me being the big athlete, it was the best thing for me. But that transition, I was just so young, just truly didn't really know what I was really getting into. I was excited that I was still comfortable place. I had some of my friends that came from St. Augustine stay with me. One of my best friends, Rashad Johnson, played at Ole Miss, also played in the league, Seahawks, Kansas City. He actually stayed with me. So my transition wasn't as harsh as others. But going into coming from St. Aug, there was so many rules with St. Aug. You couldn't play both sides of the ball. I could only play one position, etc. But Southern Lab basically gave me the keys. They let
Okay.
me. When I say I probably touched every single place, tight end, receiver, quarterback to touch the ball. They actually let me explore my talents, put out my talents to the best of my abilities.
You went on to play football and baseball at LSU. And I believe your freshman year is when you guys won the national championship.
Yes, sir.
A two-part question. Talk about once you guys won the SEC championship and finding out you guys were going to play for the national championship and then winning the national championship.
Huh. Well, starting off with that SEC championship, I don't know if a lot of people remember, our starting quarterback was Matt Flynn, and he
Yeah.
went down with an ankle injury the week before. So all throughout practice, even though you have a lot of time to build up, practice before the SEC, um, he still wasn't all the way up to par. So the biggest thing and the best thing that LSU could do was, hey, tag on in Ryan Paralleau. Now, everybody knows that name if you're from South Louisiana, Louisiana as a whole. But Ryan Paralleau was able to bring it home. He actually won MVP that game, got us to the national championship. And once we got there, we knew that especially being in the Superdome in our backyard, if you can remember, the entire stadium was purple and gold,
Yeah,
right? So basically just another home game for us. But being able to win that national championship, and if we can always go rewind all the way back to spring training. I'm talking about my first days walking on practice. I couldn't, just I'm just in stretching lines. They got Glenn Dorsey over here. We got Tyson Jackson this way. We got Early Doucette. I just knew right when I walked on campus, something there was a different buzz in the air. I knew I was rolling with the big dogs. I knew something special was going to be happening that year.
definitely. Let's go a couple years later. Baseball national championship. During the series, you pitched a little bit, didn't allow a run at all when you got in the game. Talk about winning that championship, because I believe you and Jared Mitchell are the only two that has won a baseball and a football national championship for the same school.
Yes, you are correct with that. But I say baseball would have been the highlight of my LSU career. It's one thing running out in front of 100+ thousand fans with a helmet on. You hear the red flat line or whatnot. But I'm telling you, it's no feeling in the world being on that mound in Omaha, pitching. Because right when you move, everybody's waiting for you to move. And having that helmet off, people know who you are, your face, walk around the city. That was the most exciting times that I had as a Tiger.
Most definitely. You got drafted by the Giants and you were drafted by the Reds also. Talk a little bit about being in the pros for both sports.
Man, it was a dream. A dream of all kids that's playing park ball. Any multi sport athlete being able to play professional. Just getting drafted to the Giants in the third round. It was a dream of mine. I'm saying class act organization. But like I said, I fell short with the car wreck. So didn't get to fulfill my true dreams with football. But doing all the training and working out, trying to get back into football, the big man blessed me with enough strength and enough strength to get back into baseball, to actually live my true dream, which was getting picked up by the Cincinnati Reds. And being able to get back to pitch and getting back to the game that I love with baseball. It was just a surreal feeling or whatnot. But having that under my belt, it just feels good. And a lot of people don't truly know. And we're talking about Jared Mitchell with me and Jared Mitchell with our two championships in college, and a lot of people don't know. I was still on that Giants Super Bowl team, so I
Mm-hmm.
still have a Super Bowl ring from them as well. And if I'm not mistaken, that might make me the only player in the history of sports that have a national championship in football, College World Series ring in baseball, and also a Super Bowl ring. So don't quote me on that, but check some stats, So if there's a Guinness
I,
Book of World Records, I would hope my name would be right there.
I will check.
Absolutely.
I will check that out for you. I will do that definitely. Last question before I pass it on to VK Jones. What is some advice you would give to the younger athletes these days?
Man, so what I'm going through now as a what? I just made 36 this past weekend. I was just so football and sports dominated. I would also tell these young athletes, find a niche or something that you like how you guys are doing this great podcast. Get into something that you like. Find a hobby, something that can actually you can bounce back off on, because hey, I had to take the harder route. I had something that was taken away from me, had to figure it out or whatnot. And I had a great support cast or whatnot. So a lot of people are not blessed with that, but I'll tell those young guys, definitely focus on your grind, focus on the love of your sport. But like I said, just don't put all those eggs in one basket, and I say, listening to seniority, coaches, family, and friends, keeping good people around you. Because if I didn't have those positive people, like I said, not just my age, I'm talking about older than me, having those positive people around you, keep positive family and friends around you, most importantly.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Chad, man, it's good to have you on, bro, and
Absolutely,
appreciate
man.
you accepting the invitation to join us. First of all, gotta ask you, first of all, I pray for your family and everything. It was shocking to all of us that Raheem he was taken away from us and everything. So, we continue to pray for y'all and everything on that
Absolutely.
part.
I appreciate
Him and you was something else back then at 2600. I mean, really tearing
that,
some
man.
things up more than anything else. But there was one time when you played and you played with an injury the majority of the year, and it was unbelievable how you had to just really be strong, and then until the end of the season, then you got yourself together, man.
Yeah.
How it was at that time that you had to make that transition of that injury you had to get yourself finally healthy at that time.
Well, it just comes. Excuse me. It comes with the way I was brought up more so. I always remember, you know, um, like I said, if you're not hurt, get up. If you're not hurt after that play, after that tackle, you're not hurt, get up. And then me playing at St. Augustine during that time, it was also everything was about playing for the seniors, playing for the seniors. They damn near brainwashed us younger guys for something like that. And I just never wanted to be that weakest link to let my brother down, let the seniors down, let St. Aug, the people in the stands, etc. So I always played through injuries if it wasn't something that can just kind of have me sidelined. And at that time, it wasn't how things are nowadays. It wasn't about business. It wasn't about making it to college. It was just about trying to truly win and dominate your district and trying to get to a state title. That's just how I was brought up and how I was raised, and going through some injuries or whatnot. As long as it wasn't nothing that just wouldn't just keep me all the way sidelined, I would always be out there. I have not missed a practice nor a game, due to an injury. The first time I ever missed a practice or a game was my car wreck in 2010.
Wow, and that was a real turning point in your life that got you going, got you turned around, and everything else. And the career and the most achieving thing I seen from you more than anything else when you got back on that mound in Cincinnati. And
Yes.
man, I mean, I was just floored, and I just clapped it up. I said, "It is great that he's back out there on the baseball field, but not just that, living his dream."
Man, I truly appreciate that, man. But it was a surreal moment, because what I've been through. If a lot of people don't know, the people that's watching this podcast that don't know, I shattered my heel, I broke my tib fib. I had to learn how to walk again. I was on bed rest for 6 months. This was a two. It was a 2-year rehab process. Okay, which a lot of people don't truly know. Um, but being able to get back out there and actually play a professional sport after that type of kind of industry, or I mean, that kind of injury, or exactly how my leg is now, a lot of people just tip their hats off, and it still kind of shocks me to this day as I just kind of sit back and think about my past career or whatnot. But hey, I was just a young kid trying to work hard, trying to get back to where I was. Didn't really know the how bad the injury truly was. I understood it, but didn't really just turn off anything in my mind. I used to sit there when I was on bed rest watching the Giants games or whatnot, and I remember Deshaun Jackson ran this big time punt return back. I just would have knew I would have been on special teams. So those type of times were hard for me, but they also gave me the drive. Okay, and not to hear to say, not be here and say that it was all easy. It was never easy. There were times when, hey, I threw in the towel, thought it was all over. But like I said, to go back to having those quality people around me, I had a trainer, Derek Joseph and Carter Stam, over at Final Fitness in Harahan, Louisiana. If I wasn't coming in, they knocking on my door. I'm talking Bosu balls, I'm talking dumbbells, the whole deal. If you're not coming to the gym, we coming to you. So I had that blessing of those type of people around me and whatnot, and to get back and to show my appreciation by continuing to push forward and sign that contract. That's what it was all about, overcoming those obstacles.
I tell you, in looking at you play as a football player and a baseball player, I just knew when you played football, you were a playmaker in itself. And then all of a sudden, a lot of people tell me, "Oh, that's nothing. That's not really his natural sport." I said, "What you mean his natural sport?" He said, Go check this man out on the baseball field."
Man,
And
so
I had to go look at it, and especially from St. Aug, a little bit to Southern Lab. But when I seen you at LSU, I was like, I think some of the people are right. Which sport to you was your favorite sport, or your sport you could
great
say that
question.
is your type of
Man,
sport?
I've gotten this question all throughout my life. The simple answer is whatever season it is. Okay, but starting off, just baseball was the love. Baseball was the love. It was all about baseball. I'm talking from Lakeshore All Stars, Pontchartrain Park. A lot of people don't know. Everybody thinks that I've just been this pitcher all of my life. Okay, so coming out of high school, I was drafted by the Houston Astros as an outfielder. Okay, I was in the top 100 baseball America, top 25. I was the number one corner outfielder in the country. Coming out my senior year, I hit 20 some odd home runs, finished up with a 500 some odd batting average. Before I was a pitcher at LSU, I finished up with a 300 batting average. I was starting in right field. Okay, if we have a little time, I tell the story of how I became a pitcher. So I was starting in outfield and right field. I would play corner field, corner outfield. Either me and Leon Landry would be switching back and forth either sides or whatnot. And that same year, Bo Pelini moved on to a defensive coordinator for LSU. Moved on to a different college. We had new defensive coordinator changes. That was John Shavers came in from Tennessee. Okay, so since I was on football scholarship, I was already starting in the outfield in baseball, batting third up in the lineup. Um, I had to be pulled from baseball to learn the new football defense. Okay, which would make sense. All right, so I was pulled during spring training to go back to football to learn a new defense because I was supposed to be the start. I was the starting safety that year. My freshman and sophomore year, I played nickel and dime, so I was just real flexible or whatnot. So having that starting role, going into my junior year, I had to learn a new defense. So everything went fine and dandy. Spring training is over. I'm back at baseball. There's a guy named Mikey Matuk. Okay, he actually
Mm-hmm.
he went first round, played in the big leagues with the Detroit Tigers. That was actually a guy. He was a young guy, but a great guy. But my backup at the time. Okay, so he's starting in the outfield. We ranked in the top 3 in the country. Paul Maneri, our baseball coach, tells me, well, Chad, it wouldn't be fair to Mikey or his family if we would have just pull him and switch you guys out. So I'm having a heart attack. How can I find a way to get back on the field? Coach makes me the designated hitter. Okay, so since I can hit, I'm just fine and dandy. Coach Miles pulls Coach Maneri to the side. Hey, if Chad Jones not an everyday starter, we need him back at football. So
Oh my
once
gosh.
again, my heart's pounding. I don't know how I'm gonna juggle this because I'm here to play both sports. We got this great season going. Coach Maneri, I need to get back out there in the outfield. Okay. Coach Maneri says we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. Another week passed by. Les Miles is blowing up Maneri phone. We're still getting that same trouble. All right. So just so happens our left-handed middle relief pitcher went down with Tommy John surgery. Okay, so now we're at a point to where, hey, we need a pitcher. LSU has no left-handers in the bullpen. Nothing that we're trying to put out during SEC. So me trying to get back on the field, Coach Maneri, hey, I pitched in high school. You actually came to some of my games and saw me pitch. So later on that practice, they said Jonesy. That's what they used to call me, Jonesy, to the bullpen. So I'm warming up, throwing a bullpen. When I say the entire practice stopped and just watched me throwing the bullpen, I'm in the bullpen throwing 91, 92, 93 left-handed. I hear Coach Gruey, our pitching coach, hey, Maneri, get on down here. You got to see this. Okay. And that was the birth of me becoming a pitcher on LSU's team. And granted, this is in the middle of SEC. Okay, that was I probably did a bullpen on Tuesday or Wednesday. That Sunday we playing against Auburn. It's probably the 7th inning. We have what? We have 2 outs. I'm sorry, we have 2 outs, runners on second and third, and we're up by 1 point. Okay, so this is not the typical position to put a first time pitcher in, on that scale. First batter struck him out. Second batter popped up. Everybody went crazy. Everybody went crazy in the stands because everybody didn't know what Chad Jones was doing on that mound. But I sure proved to them that I belonged to be out there. And that was the birth of what they so called the dreadlocks of doom.
That's
So that's
amazing.
my story. That's my story of how I became a pitcher at LSU.
Wow, that's an amazing story right there, man. You look at things now more than anything else that you lived and you finished school. You actually you achieve all these goals in your life and everything. Now you have a son that's taking
Uh-huh.
care of business. That's
Absolutely.
you can say the spitting image of you
Come on now.
because you look at it The year before, he's playing. He's when me and George was at the game at the Southern Lab game. We
Yep.
called his name a couple of times, and one of the hits, and I said this quote that looked just like his dad. The way he hit,
Man,
I'm like, that looked just like Chad right there.
Man, ever since Lil Chad was 6 years old, we got him out to Milne Park. He was playing linebacker and running back, and all I would do, because I kind of helped out in coach, I would say, Chad, focus on that ball. Just follow that ball. And when I say he was locked in like a heat-seeking missile, I couldn't believe what the type of damage he was doing to some of those parents' kids. But ever since then, I knew that he was going to be a defensive player on that side of the ball. And by him last year at Southern Lab, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the, if not the only sophomore on the defensive side that made All State. Made All State linebacker as a sophomore, and then him leading his team, being a part of that team, getting to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, to the Superdome.
Hmm.
So they won a state championship as well. So it was a great year for him over at Southern Lab.
It was an absolute great year, and a lot of changes after that. Because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know
So
you,
his
you
so his mom moved to New Orleans. He's now here in New Orleans at St. Augustine. They just had a rough loss to Edna Carr. I'm guessing a few teams had a few rough losses to Edna Carr, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
yeah.
come on, now, let's be honest. But hey, but the boys
Yeah.
played good. If I'm not mistaken, he finished up with about 8 to 10 tackles, had a forced fumble, so had a decent day individually. But we here to make some noise down here in this 5A and it's class 5A. So looking
I,
forward
I
to seeing him day in and day out.
I like that, man. That's a good transition right there. And I tell you, man, it's something that you went from St. Augustine to Southern Lab, and it's something that you had to adjust 5A ball to 1A
Correct.
ball, and now your
Correct.
son's adjusting from 1A ball to 5A ball.
You got it.
So
So
that's something
we've been
there.
working on that. And the schemes in 5A is a little more intense. A little more intense than what he's coming from. So we still making adjustments in home or whatnot. And also, like I said, those coaches over there, they're doing a great job with doctoring those boys up and getting those guys ready. And like I said, our family is just so proud that he is at St. Augustine, holding the torch through the St. Augustine tradition and whatnot. From my dad to my brother to me being there, and now him being able to be there. It's just amazing seeing 3 generations, go through there. Mhm.
Very much so. Last question. I'm gonna pass it on to George Peppers, and I know yourself. You played two sports, and you went to both pro baseball and,
Yeah.
football. There was one guy currently that's playing right now, he's close to getting the majors, but he's been in the minors for a long time. Former Edna Carr basketball and baseball player Tyree Thompson, who was
Yeah,
really,
Tyree,
really good
man,
in
Tyree, yeah.
in basketball and baseball, but that
I'm glad he
baseball really
bounced
carried them.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, he decided he had a big, nice contract from Houston and took it, and man, he running with it with baseball. Man, he's really, really doing
Definitely.
well.
Definitely. Actually saw Tyree not too long ago. I'm saying I'm glad he bounced back off his Tommy John surgery or whatnot. Because I remember around that time, that's kind of right when I was finishing up baseball, 2018-19 year. But hearing some great things about him. And I can't believe how tall that guy is. Being able to see him for the first time, he's taller than me with me being 6'3", so I'm looking forward to see what Tyree got going on in the next year or so.
Well,
It's
well, I wonder if your son is playing baseball as well. I don't know, but I
Man,
know.
that joker, he gave up baseball a long time ago. Everywhere I go, everybody's asking him to play baseball. He actually can really play. He's a natural, third baseman. Even do some. He's right-handed, third base, a little right field or whatnot. But he can hit as well. So trying to push him to get that. But I think he's just so focused, like how my brother was on football, trying to get that scholarship that he wants. So I'm looking forward to just pushing on him and supporting him any way possible.
Your thoughts on the direction of St. Augustine, their football program, and
So
Southern Lab?
okay, so let's talk about Southern Lab first. Okay, so Southern Lab, they actually have a very good young quarterback over there. I think he's a junior. He's been player of the week. He's been doing some crazy things over there at Southern Lab. Also have a real nice running back. That's coach's son as well. So and then a nice receiver over there. So those guys, I think they're going to be able to make it back to the dome, at least run deep in the playoffs. And now when it turns to St. Aug is doing some great things. The great hire with Valdez, getting some coaching, some college coaching knowledge, bringing in a true system or whatnot. And then over at St. Aug, got some money rolling in as well. So we got the new gym going on. We got the new field that's going to be all turf. We're going to have the new strength, the new weight room. So our president and our principal and our head coach are doing some very good things, getting some money and some funds rolling in for the boys. And once this thing is up and running, it can only deliver state championships. That's all it can truly ever do. So I'm really looking forward what St. Al's going to be doing this year, within these next couple of years or whatnot, because I think they do have the team. They have everything that they need as of right now to make it where they need to go. They have the offense that can score some points. They have a physical defense or whatnot. As long as they just put the pieces of the puzzles together, I think we're going to be able to see St. Aug make a great run in this playoffs this year.
I agree. I agree.
George Peppers, I agree as well. George Peppers.
After about 8 questions, all right. Just kidding. The last question turned into 8 questions, but it's all good. Chad, first off, let me echo the sentiments.
I hope they instill any of yours, Mr.
Oh
George.
no, Oh no, they're good. But no, I just want to echo the sentiments of my co-hosts in thanking you for taking the time to join us here on the Hash It Out Show. And full disclosure, I'm a New York Giants fan.
There we
Big
go.
fan of the Giants. And when you got drafted by them, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see you play ball with that team. And
They love
look,
us LSU boys over there.
oh, we know,
They
we
draft
know.
us left and
Malik
right.
Neighbors is there now, so he's doing his thing in New
Lauren
York, so
Hudson,
it's a good thing.
Ruben
Oh,
Randall, they got a few. Yes, indeed.
Ruben,
Yeah.
exactly. We
Yep.
could spend the rest of the night talking about LSU and the Giants and the connection. I get all that. But in your time, you had dual sport athletes, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, really
Yes.
thrive. Were they an inspiration to you to play both sports?
Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson
Hmm.
for sure. Like I said, everybody loved the prime time, loved Dion, but when I just saw Bo Jackson, it was just a little more serious, a little more tender to me. A much bigger, bulkier guy,
Hmm.
outfielder, dominant more so. Just seeing Bo and just seeing the true athleticism of his size, being able to do what he has done. That's somebody who I truly. I even bought his shoes in high school. This is the real deal.
Mm.
I really love Bo Jackson. Love the way he played or whatnot. And when it comes to dual sport, Bo is my guy.
Most natural athlete I think I've ever seen in my lifetime, Bo Jackson. I mean, that
Looking
dude
back,
did everything the right way and was just everything seemed effortless to him. And I wish, obviously, with the hip injury and everything else that had he not had that, uh, who knows what could have happened. But that was a fateful day there.
he's still going with the hip injury. He still is going down as one of the greatest of all time.
Oh,
Hmm.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I don't think anybody who questions that doesn't really know.
Doesn't know
And
anything.
also,
So,
I'd be remiss in wishing you a happy belated birthday. I know you just said you turned 36. May the good
36.
Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you with many, many more.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Not a problem. When you went, when Katrina hit, you went to Southern Lab to finish
Yes.
out your high school career. Was there ever any doubt you were going to go to LSU? Or were there other colleges that were pursuing you during your recruiting process?
Well, like I said, not to toot a horn or whatnot, there was a lot of colleges that were pursuing my official visits. Okay, I went to USC. Okay, USC. A guy named Ken Norton Jr.
Oh
was
yeah.
my area scout. If not, I think his dad beat up on Muhammad Ali back in the day or whatnot. So that's what's real. So yeah, so Ken Norton Jr. He was the linebacker coach. I think he might be with the Seahawks or might be out of there now. Florida State. Jimbo Fisher was at Florida State. Just left LSU, went to Florida State. Well, me and Jimbo used to be on the phone weekly when he was at LSU or whatnot. So me going to Florida State, me being around Florida State, and then let me see what else I said. USC, LSU, Florida State. Did I go anywhere else? And then to Nick Saban was trying to get me to go to Alabama, and whatever LSU did, they motivated me to not take that trip.
Mhm.
But my brother was at LSU. He was already there. I've been around LSU since eighth grade. Okay, because since my brother was highly recruited at LSU, I used to hang out with the fellas. I used to be in the locker room, so I already felt like I was always a part of the team. The way that they treated me, whether it was recruiting purposes or not, the players and the coaches always helped me be around, help me out when I was around there. But out of those teams, I would say Florida State was my secondary pick. Florida State. But if I could rewind the hands of time, my brother took an official visit to the University of Miami. This is when Larry Croker was still there. I had to be in ninth or 10th grade. If I could have signed on the dotted line in ninth grade to the University of Miami, I would have did it. So like Miami really had my eye, had my heart. Just me, just being a fan. Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, and we just know the names
Hmm.
just continue to go. I always wanted to play with those guys, play on that defense or whatnot. But once they changed everything up, got Larry Croker out of there, and changed up everything, it wasn't even nothing to think about with Miami. But I kind of always felt that I was going to LSU. They had everything that I needed. My family was in
Hmm.
town, Baton Rouge, friends. My brother was there. They were great in baseball and football, just coming off of championships in both. So I just wanted to kind of hold that torch and kind of make my name in the state of Louisiana.
Hmm. Take us a little inside. What was it like to play? A two-part question for both Les Miles and for Paul Maneri. We hear as media members, we hear how tough they are and how demanding they are. What was it like to play for both Les Miles in football and Paul Maneri in baseball?
They both had very close to the same style. Not really not true aggressive coaches. I guess both offensive minded coaches or whatnot. But playing for Les Miles, I had a very good relationship with Les Miles. Les Miles came in from Oklahoma State, knew that I was a big time recruiter, whatnot, but kind of opened up his arms to me and my family. Opened up my arms to me and my family, gave access to my dad. Because hey, if I was going to be around anywhere, Big Al had to kind of make his way and know and kind of keep his hands on me or whatnot. But Les Miles was a very cool and very relaxed guy. He used to always say, "Chad, you're the coolest guy I know. You're the coolest guy I know." So that would always just stick with me. And recently, like I said, he's not doing so good. I think he's somewhat sick right now, but he called me and talked to me and my family when my brother passed away, and just shows you the relationship that we have had, throughout our times being there. Now, Coach Maneri actually pushed me. Okay, he actually pushed me. We had Bo Pelini and John Shavis, defensive coordinators, to push me. Tommy Moffitt, strength coach, to push me on the football side. But on the baseball side, it's so much of a different game. You have to be a student of the game. You have to be somewhat of a self motivator, and that's kind of what he kind of pushed on me. Whether it was me throwing extra bullpens or going into batting practice, going into batting cages or batting practice, kind of showed me to be closer to a more of a professional. Maneri gave me tips to being more of a professional on the baseball side. Because it's so much of an individual sport. He gave me great tools. Kind of coached me up a little bit more because I was a very raw baseball talent. Even though I was very good, they dubbed this name on me ever since ninth grade, the term of raw. And that's what he would do, is try to slowly get me out of that raw stage and get me a little bit more technique and sharpen up on that game. But both of those coaches pushed me. They were great guys. Kept my family involved. And once again, I've been, like I said, Paul Maneri's even opened up his doors for me to go to dinner with him, So got to figure out how to get that done. So if you're listening, Paul, I'm looking for a dinner, man. Some good old Italian food. Let's get it done.
There you go.
I believe he's at South Carolina now. Took the job with the Gamecocks, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? I think Paul Maneri.
Glad he's back up
Yeah,
and running. We thought he was going to be done, So like I said, they kind
yeah.
of gave him an offer he couldn't refuse, So
Sounds like the
looking forward to
Godfather,
that.
doesn't it?
Come on now,
But
you know it. You know it. Mhm.
but another two-part question. You being the dual sport athlete that you were, who did you pattern your game in both football and baseball as a kid? You looked at football. It's like, who did you pattern your game after? Who did you like look up to? And in baseball, same thing.
So when it came to football, it was everything was Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens this, Baltimore
Oh,
Ravens that. Okay, so I'm talking Ray Lewis. We talking Ed Reed, Baxter. I can go on Madden '05 and tell you the whole roster. Okay, so I've always
well,
wanted to play or be somewhat like Ed Reed. And then there was a special talent out there in Miami with a guy named Sean Taylor. Okay, once I started hearing about this guy, okay, we were the same size. I would say he might have been a tick faster than me or whatnot, but hearing his stories and how he was playing, and this is when all the rivals.com online, Pelican Preps, and all of that came on back in the day, and getting to see some of those guys, sit being able to see people outside of my state. But on the football side, Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, by far, those two are the guys that motivated me to, or some people that I wanted to emulate my play after. And I was hoping and begging that the Baltimore Ravens were going to draft me because I was going to get to play with Ed Reed. So, but Giants got me, and I think we did a little better because we got a Super Bowl ring.
There you
Okay.
go.
Now, but
Okay.
when it comes to baseball, okay, baseball, everything was Ken Griffey Jr. Ken
Hmm.
Griffey Jr. And as I got a little older, a little more serious, I love the Albert Pujols. Okay,
Yeah.
so I never really had a pitcher that I loved, But I always remember this Randy Johnson guy. I used to hear this. Who in the heck is this Randy Johnson guy? But I started to see that he was 6'7", threw 100 miles per hour. I was like, that's not me. But that's a left-handed pitcher that I would have loved to be like. And I saw one crazy play when he threw a fastball and a pigeon exploded right in front home plate. So
Spring
that was
training.
something that's come on now. You got it.
Hmm.
You got it.
Yeah.
So when it came to baseball, Ken Griffey Jr., that was he held the throne, but Albert Pujols and Randy Johnson were some guys that I truly focused on watching on up. And since I was CJ, gotta add Chipper Jones. Since you're Atlanta, so
Hmm.
gotta add your
Um,
Chipper Jones in there as well. I know you don't
gotta throw
like
that
that.
Atlanta
I know
Brave
you
guy.
don't.
I got you.
I know
I
you don't
got you,
like
Chad.
that. But you got
I don't like the Braves either, but
Um,
Chipper Jones was a bad boy.
uh,
I gotta admit it.
he was a Mets killer. He was a
exactly.
killer. Look, listen, Chipper used to murder the Mets every time they played. So I know that those heartbreaks
Come
were
on,
part of him. But
seriously,
anyway,
seriously.
early in one of your earlier answers said you said if you could turn back the hands of time. It leads me to my next question.
Hmm.
NIL. You know how influential NIL is now. Can you imagine back in your day if the NIL existed?
If
I
I
mean,
could sign
financially,
that
I mean,
petition with if I could sign that petition with Reggie Bush, I could, I would, because I see Reggie Bush trying to go get back some money out of that too,
Uh huh.
but
he
yeah,
got his
like I
Heisman
said,
back though, which is cool, which was the right thing. He got his
that's
Heisman
the that's
trophy back.
that's the best thing that they gave him his Heisman Trophy back.
Exactly.
Was exactly
Biggest
what
one
he
of the
needed.
bigger injustices I think we've ever seen was that when they stripped it from him, it was like, man, you robbed the man from his moment, behind all that foolishness. NCAA being with all that chicanery. And you mentioned Randy Johnson earlier about the when he killed the pigeon. Animal rights activists thought he did it on purpose.
Come on
I'm
now,
like, I
thought he
mean,
did it on
they're serious.
purpose.
There was a story that came out right after he did it that, oh man, he
That's
meant to kill that pigeon. Like, really? That was a random bird that flew and got hit by a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Stop.
big
But
man was called home that
he was
day.
a bad boy.
Yes,
Big
indeed.
unit is
But
what they call him. But
with the NIL money, man, like any athlete that actually truly played, because I can go back to when we were doing NCAA the video game, and when everybody was like, hey,
mm,
we should get paid for being on the video game, and we were on there for years, et cetera, et cetera. And then they slid us some little check, years later or whatnot. But the type of money that's being shifted around in NIL, and I'm seeing this is just with single sport athletes,
mhm.
when it comes to me, I can imagine what what could have been possible or whatnot. But I truly believe that the NIL is a gift and a curse. I don't believe I needed to be walking around 17, 18 years old, college campus with a couple $1 million in my pocket. We might not have been having this conversation right now. So it just would
Right.
have got myself into so many things. And I just say, these guys that's getting this money and they're going on the other side of the country away from their families. I'm just truly not sure if it's the right thing. Like I said, it's hard. It's unfortunate to say it, but you're just waiting for a negative story to come on out. Because I can imagine what some of these kids can get into with some of this money. If it was up to me, I would personally believe that hey, they give everybody across the board 45, $60,000. Sophomore year, you get more money. Junior year, you get more money. But the type of money that's going out, as you already know, hey, the kid at St. Aug, kid at St. Aug, Thanios, Jakeem,
Jakeem Stewart.
classifying to come on, Jakeem Stewart, classifying to get, to what I would think is about the money or whatnot. So, it's touching high school sports, exploded in college sports, UNLV quarterback sitting on out because of some money. It's just truly messing up the game. And Nick Saban said it best. Everything is transactional. You know, it's not about the transition of the athlete; it's transactional.
Oh, absolutely.
And you
I
see
com-
what's going on at and you see what's going on at Florida State. You know, with the transactions. You know, with the quarterbacks and everybody. You know, they about to clear house if they don't continue to win on out. In my opinion. In my opinion.
Last question before I turn it back over to our esteemed host. Have you ever thought about getting into coaching?
Man, so I get that question a lot, you know, and yes, it's definitely on my mind. You know, don't know what level of coaching I will truly want to get at. You know, if anything, I would want to get in something serious if it was going to be coaching. But you know, I'm still heavy into mentorship as of right now. A lot of doing some motivational speaking, might pass around some high schools, as well as some small universities in the past. But coaching is something that's still in the cards, in the decks. But as of right now, I've been working with, just got a nice gig. I'm in sales with Waste Pro. I cover the entire state. So been doing that for a little bit. But I'm looking forward to what the possible next chapter of coaching is.
Most
Possibility.
definitely.
Not gonna throw it out, but it's a possibility.
I can't wait to see it. I want to see it. So,
Yeah, me too.
but Chad Jones, LSU legend, thank you for taking time out your schedule to join us. We truly appreciate it.
Jared, DK, George, tip my hats off to you. Appreciate you letting me come on your show, talk a little mess about myself. Would love to come back and hopefully get my son on here and and talk and get him some little
Might
publicity as well.
happen.
Hey,
Let's do.
It might happen. I'm with it.
Hey,
I'm with it.
and I'll get to the playoffs. We're gonna make some noise. Let's get it
There
done.
you go.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
All
All
right.
right. Chad Jones, thank you, buddy.
Appreciate it, fellas. Y'all
All
take
right.
care.
All right,
All
Chad.
You
right.
too.
You too.
Thank you.
Chad Jones, the LSU legend, man. We heard about Chad Jones all during his time in high school. We saw him on the football field, saw him on the baseball mound, special talent. But when he had that car wreck, man, we always praying for him. We always praying for him and to make the recovery that he did. And like he said, to get back on that pitcher's mound, man, God is good. God is good, VK.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a miracle in itself. He went through a lot in his life, a lot of transition from the college level to the pro level, and then the accident was. And at the time, I was working at WDSU at the time, and it was a breaking news story, and we didn't know the name until a little bit later, and they had the breaking news about the accident. All of a sudden, it was like former LSU player. I'm like, Chad, I said, what? I said, you gotta be kidding me. So that's like the two most devastating things I've ever had to endure at a job like that. One was hearing about Chad Jones and the accent, and the other about Marquise Hill being killed in a
Oh
bowling
man.
accident.
Yeah.
That was like, are you kidding me? Like I seen these guys, but for Chad, it was a miracle in itself for him to come back and just to
Yes.
get back on that field, man. It was the Lord is good. Lord gave him another chance, but at the same time, we all continue to pray for that family. Raheem Alim, it
Yeah.
shocked everyone, including myself, finding out that he's gone. And I was like, it's they're two different personalities, definitely between Raheem and also Chad. The two very different personalities. Raheem was something else, but at the same time, he was about the community, he was about his people, and everything else. And we continue prayers for that family, including Big Al. And Big Al is unbelievable, man. You have a whole conversation with him. He's great. And I remember when he was a coach at St. Aug, um, that one time he was ejected against brother Martin, and St. Aug came back to win that ball game. And the thing about it, Al said he wasn't really ejected. The referee kind of made a mistake because the referee thought they told him get out the game, and the referee called like, "No, they really eject you." So I was like, "Wow!" So, but man, but prayers going out to the Jones family, but big time ups to Chad, man. He's doing great, and his son, man. I tell you, man, we're gonna make this happen on the Hash It Out show. That we will
I'm with
have
it.
Chad Jones Senior and Junior. on the show.
Definitely. George Peppers, your thoughts about Chad Jones?
I mean, one of the more personable people that I think we've talked to on this show. You know, he's so engaging and so open and forthright about a lot of things, and not afraid to state an opinion, and that's a refreshing take to have. And one of the oldest axioms that I absolutely hate is what could have been, but it applies here to Chad because when he got drafted by the New York Giants, I thought, oh yeah, this will be a lineage thing where he's going to continue. And look, maybe I'm speaking as a Giants fan, perhaps I am, but picture him in that secondary. You think Deshaun gets to that end zone on that line drive punt? No. And wait, just throwing it out there. He was that good. But as a baseball player, he was clocking mid 90s with his fastball, and he just, he's a guy that carved out a really good niche in baseball. You know, had to overcome a ton of stuff. You know, obviously with the horrific accident and everything, but talking to him tonight, it's a refreshing attitude to see a young man like that, 36 years old, and still and have an inherent understanding of athletics and has a really broad perspective. And that's very refreshing. And it was very nice to have him on tonight.
Most
And to
definitely.
me, probably
Most
one of the
definitely.
two realest interviews.
How you know I wasn't
Real.
about to say something? How you know I wasn't about to say
Oh,
something
Exactly.
about Chad Jones, man? I mean,
I'm,
man,
I'm
just
sorry. I'm sorry,
God,
dude.
gee.
Jared. I'm sorry, bro. I just wanted to say one of the two realest interviews we ever done on this show, besides Chad
Yeah,
and Ryan
yeah,
Perley.
I'm about to say
I'm
something
sorry.
about my boy Chad, man.
Go handle
Everybody
it,
had
dog.
their turn, man. I shouted to you, you shouted to George. See the triangle effect. We gonna keep triangle effect.
Yeah. Now you got the man turning the screen off. Shame on you, sir.
Man, I was talking and he ain't come. Fool.
I'm
I
being a
Um,
know.
team player, so
no,
that's why I cut him off.
no, on the real, I was about to transition to something else. But go ahead, VK.
Yeah, but I'm saying between Ryan Perrilloux and with Chad, I mean, these two really opened up. They really opened up to us and opened up to the audience and everything else of what they've been through. That's what the Hash It Out show is all about. This is what the Hash It Out show is all about, man. We like to give our flowers, just like drink champs. We like to give our flowers to the legends and to the people around here that tries to give back but love the game as well. And that's what we do, man. We want to lift up the people on this show. That's what it's all about. That's what we tell any former athletes to come on if they want to. If they're not ready, that's fine. We respect that. But if you want to come on, we're not gonna pressure you or none of that. But if you want to open up, it's your call. And we love it when people open up. And it's heartfelt more than anything.
All right. So I'm about to transition. I was giving VK the floor when I'm about to transition, but he just want to hop in there and talk. But VK said he had something to say before we get to the top five and the and our pick. So VK, what is it you got to say, brother?
Well, I gotta say this, man. I know last week we was at A Meet in Kentwood, and the viewings wasn't too bright. We had some people checking out our stream replays and stuff. But I'm gonna say this: I want to thank A Meet in Kentwood, especially the interviews we did. We had some high volume on all three interviews, including the Kentwood coach. The Kentwood coach went over 5,000 views on Facebook with the Kentwood coach. The I think it was what was it the wide receiver for Amy. He had
Coleman.
some Coleman. Coleman had over almost 1,500 views. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Powell had over 500. We had a high volume of response from there afterwards, more than anything else. So it's a sign to me. I think we're gonna give A Meet or Kentwood a try again during the playoffs. Hopefully, we can broadcast one of them because, like I said, the response of what we put out after the game with the interviews, Jared, and I gotta show you, it's crazy. I mean, just straight up likes, views, it was unreal. So I think when we go back out there the next time, we will definitely have better viewership numbers than anything else because the response was fire after Friday night.
And there's your VK special message of the day, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take a quick
I don't know what
commercial.
you thought about it. I don't know what you thought about it, Jared. I'm just hoping you agree, but I just got to show you that.
All good, brother. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. As when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we will get into our top five, and then we get to our picks. As you know, your boy has won every week, 5 weeks straight.
Chump.
They still trying to catch me. Let's see if they can catch me here in week 6. Well, we'll be right back after this commercial break, right here on the Hash It Out Show.
Welcome to Bayou AV Security. My name is Rusty Mathern, proud owner and operator. We specialize in providing top-notch audio solutions, advanced security cameras, reliable internet services, and stunning permanent holiday lighting. At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. We are locally owned and conveniently located on the West Bank. As a fully licensed business, we take pride in delivering quality service you can trust. You can see our exceptional work showcased in the parade of homes. Experience the Bayou difference firsthand. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
Welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK and George Peppers. All right. Had to take a deep breath for a second to catch myself, man. All right. Let's get to our top 5, ladies and gentlemen. The top 5. And I will go first with mine. Got to get the screen up, get everything up. All right. Here we go. As it comes up, my top 5. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As you see it on your screen right now. Edna Carr still number 1. Rustin still number 2. Neville is still number 3. Alexandria moves up to number 4. And number 5 is Central of Baton Rouge. Go ahead, George. What you got to say about my top 5?
Look, I mean, you and I disagree on one part, and we'll get to that in a bit, but it's interchangeable, really, when you look at 1 and 2, because I think those are two clearly the two best teams in the state of Louisiana, regardless of class. And here's where I wish we were unified, because I'd pay to see these two get on a football field and go for 48 minutes at the car in Ruston. That would be a spectacular football game. Not to discredit 3, 4, and 5. Neville, they did not look impressive last week. Uh, Squeaking by Sterlington, Alexandria, wallop many, and oh boy, how they fallen, huh, many. And then you got Central 5, and I get that. I mean, it was really close for me. They were like a coin flip for me. And you're good when you put my top five up, you'll see who I have, and it was real like razor thin close because I was like debating. I was like Central or the team I wound up putting, and I wound up going with the team I'm putting because they have the more impactful player, and Shepard has been spectacular this year. That team isn't 5-0 without him. That's for sure. But I like your top five. I just, and I know VK and I are on the same side with this argument. Uh, we both will say it. We have Rustin number one, and here's why I'm gonna have Rustin number one.
Oh, hold
I
on,
saw
hold
what
on,
Carr
wait,
did.
wait, wait, wait. Hold on before you say why you got Rusty number one. Let's wait till we put yours up. Now let VK speak about mine.
Well, I don't have a problem with that, and I think your proven ground of Edna Carr and the understandability that they are the best all around team in the state, in your opinion, like roster man for man. But then they did outstanding against Saint Augustine, and they have earned the right to be JB's number one, and the top five being the same. And one fell down, but now you got another one rising up in Central. Central's been so consistent, and they're looking to really make a trip to the Superdome. I think now with a couple little things happening in Division One non-select, they have a great chance to probably get there.
All right, now let's go to George Pepper's top five. And there you have it. Rusty number one, Edna Carr two. He still has Neville at three. I think he dropped Neville down in
Hmm.
Alexandria because Edna Carr was four. So Edna Carr two, Neville three, Alexandria four, and number five he has the Mandeville Skippers. Go ahead, speak about why you got Rusty number one.
Because nobody wants to play him in the state of Louisiana. All those games they played out of state against premier programs, I
Acadiana
think there's
played him.
a fear. There's a fear of playing this team because they don't want to get whitewashed. There's teams that are credible that would get mauled by this Ruston team. I think they're going to be set up for obviously an undefeated season. But I look at it in the car, and that was a thorough beating of Saint Augustine Saturday night at Gormley. That was thorough and very decisive in how they did it. Did I consider Carr for one? There was consideration because I know Bryce Brown and I know how good that program is and I know the depth of what they've got. I just feel at this juncture, Ruston, the one more game obviously helps. So that's one more eye test that you pass, but that's not Carr's fault. That's Francine's fault. You know, that's Hurricane Francine. To boot though, I dropped Neville from 2 to 3 from last week because Carr had the thorough win, and Neville. This was the first time they looked average. They played Sterlington, and look, no disrespect on Sterlington, but that's a 2A school against a power 5A school. Neville, you should have done better. 17-10 convinces me. For this week, you slide back one. Alexandria, look, they did what they did. They blasted many, 66-7. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, right? With the many Tigers since Jess Curtis left. Irrelevant what they are. But five, Mandeville, listen, Mandeville has got a very special team. They were a state semifinalist last year. Forget, of the three of us who had them, me. I was the one that put them into the state semis last year. Um, I think the skippers have that temperament to do it again as a big test this week against Covington, and I know that's one of the games we're going to have on the picks here in a few short minutes. But VK, for my fifth spot, it was razor thin, dude. I was between Central and Mandeville. I kept debating, and I just can't get away from Shepard and what he's meant to that team.
Go ahead, VK. What you got to say about his top five, right quick?
This top five is pretty good itself. You know what I'm saying? I can I can I can agree with this top four. The Mandeville pick, it's really good. I put I'll talk about that in my top five, but Mandeville is a good choice to go to number five. They've been very consistent the whole year. That Covington game is going to be very huge for them. But Mandeville is very battle tested, and they're a type of team that's really they could have a chance at the dome. They really can have a chance because of how good they are. but not just that the experience wise after a deep run last season.
Well, I disagree with Mandeville being in anybody top five. And I know
Mm.
Nate Shepard has done miraculously. He got over 30 touchdowns already. That's good. But when I look at this Mandeville schedule, come on. A Salmon team that's 2-3. A 2-3 Madison Prep that took them to the wire almost. Carver 0-5. Slidell 1-4. North Shore 0-5. Where's the quality win at for
Okay,
Mandeville?
I'm glad you brought that up.
All
You
right.
play what's in front of you. And if you're an elite team, if you're a team that wants to be that team, you handle those teams like you're supposed to. And admittedly, they have. Madison Prep, they're 2-3. That's deceptive. They're better than 2-3. They played a tough schedule, that Madison Prep. So I put a little more stock in that game than any other that they've won. This week, though, as mentioned, Covington is a test. They're 5-0 as well, and that game is at Jack Salter Stadium Friday night. Um, I just think the skippers are going to answer some questions this week. If they go to Covington and blow them out, if they go to Covington and beat them, 35-7 or something like that. See, I'm seeing Austin Tyler putting Turlings Catholic, with a brand new quarterback. That was a team I was looking at too.
I'll put
You
Turtles
know,
over Mandeville.
okay, because they
And
played a
got
tougher
Coach
schedule. I get
and,
that.
and
I
Coach
mean, and
John
look,
Johnson said Acadiana, and I agree. Even though Acadiana got one loss, I got Acadiana over Mandeville too. Go ahead and finish and we get to VK's top five.
yeah, let's get to VKs though. I mean, I'm
All
pretty
right, you
much
ready?
done. I've made my case.
All right, cool. I like your case though. Don't get me wrong. I like your case.
Thank you.
All right. Now, VK's top five. There you see it.
Hands up.
There you
And he
see
gets
it.
the music intro. Wow. Okay,
My mouse was going crazy for a second. I was trying to get
I
pause
feel you,
it.
dude.
All right, VK. He has Rustin number one. I'm the only one with Edna Card number one. Man. But anyway, he has Rustin number one, Edna Card number two, Alexandria number three, number four, and Central of Baton Rouge number five. We have the same teams in our top five. I don't have a problem with this top five. What you got to say about your top five?
Oh man, I tell you, the like I said, Mandeville is definitely an honorable mention in the top five. Turlins is a big time honorable mention after what they're doing this year. But Central, they've been just so consistent, including on a tough schedule for them to still be undefeated on the year. Rummel came off after the loss against Brother Martin, so I had to bring in somebody new in the top five. Carr making the big, and I know Jared talked about it over the weekend, the big leap. Yes, Carr winning against St. Augustine in the way they did, especially in that ball game. That's a big quality win for Edna Carr. That's why they go to number two. Alexandria goes to three. You know what I'm saying? Because of their domination. Neville against Sterlington. And I'm not gonna be like George. I'm not gonna disrespect Sterlington. They are a very good
I
program.
didn't disrespect him though.
No. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you are.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm not because I'm not
Okay.
going to do that. I'm not because I think it's a really good program. They've been very consistent over the years, and I give them a lot of props going into Neville and really give them a fight all the way to the end. Yeah, Neville should have had a better performance, and that's why they went down one. So they're still in the top five, but number four, but that's the top five. Their Rustin has just been unbelievable. Another good Texas program they knocked out, and that's Stephenville. So that's huge for them. And I tell you, man, Ruston's going to be dangerous. But at the same time, Ruston is going to have to, they're going to be great, but they're going to have to earn it in their district. It's a tough district they're in. It's not an easy district at all. So, Ruston has a chance to get there, but they got to go through a gauntlet in itself. But Ruston's still my number one.
George, your thoughts quickly about his top
I
five?
don't have an issue with his top five at all. The funny thing is that he jumps Carr 2 spots from last week. Rummel was his number two last week, and look, they had to come off because Brother Martin knocked him off. Incredible win by the Crusaders. Mark Boney, great job, great effort. Winning that ball game Friday night. Carr too. And look, this is interchangeable 1 and 2 because both teams are elite, and both teams I think Rustin more than Carr is a prohibitive favorite to win their championship. I don't know if there's a team in non-select that could beat Ruston on the field in non-select when we get to the playoffs. I'm not sure there's a team that can stay with them. That's how good they've been all year long.
Neville.
You know, if they're doing this to out-of-state schools, what are they doing? And then VK, you bring up the district. I get that. West Monroe, Alexandria, Neville. I mean, is Neville in their district? Hold on.
Yes,
I
Yes,
don't
yes,
remember.
yes,
yes.
Okay.
yes.
So, and you got Wichita too, and Wichita, say what you want about, what things about them that they haven't measured up, but they're still an opponent that's got some respect. Um, Ruston's gonna have to earn the district, but I feel like once they get past it and get to the playoffs, right now through week 5, I don't know if there's a team in non-select that can beat them. But I like VK's top 5. Like I said, Central and Vanderbilt were right there for me, and I just went the way I did.
All right, before we get to our picks, so as you know, the Hash It Out Show game of the week this Friday night, it's the Thibodeau Tigers hosting the Hornville Tigers. You catch it on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. But tomorrow night, we have a special presentation of the Hash It Out Show game of the week. It is John Ehret hosting the Riverdale Rebels. Pregame at 6:15, kickoff at 6:30. You can catch that on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. So 2 games we're streaming on Thursday and Friday. We want y'all to watch both of them. Now, let's get to our picks, ladies and gentlemen. First game up, Carver versus McMain. What you mean what? What you mean what?
Okay, what?
You seen it.
What you mean what? This is a tough one to pick, man. Come on. Coach Figueroa had his first win, but then it got confiscated. So now he's looking to get his first win again against McMain. I got Carver defeating McMain. Carver Rams, VK.
I gotta agree with you. Carver Rams will get it done against McMahon.
Coach John Johnson says he would love to play Ruston. I know that's right. That'd be a great game. Who you got, George Peppers? Who you got?
In the battle of the city, oh, I'm going with the team that won a game on the football field, Carver. I think they win big. I think it's to break the ice again, and Carver's going to get it done big.
Yeah. All right. He has Carver. We all have Carver. All right. Let's go up north. Evangel at Captain Shreve. Captain Shreve just lost a close one to Airline, 69-68. The defense that Airline has, that VK says, has steadily improved. They're better. They improve. And yeah, 68 points to Captain Shreve, VK. Evangel got to the 1-yard line on the last play and lost to Airline by, 6-5?
Oh, not
Yeah,
Airline.
6-5, something like that.
Yeah, they lost
Yeah, Airline.
47-42. I forgot who popped them.
Not last week, but the week before. So who wins this game here? I think Evangel pulls it out. I'm going with the Evangel Eagles. VK.
Gotta agree with you. Gotta go with Evangel. I think Peyton Houston and company will get a big win on the road against Captain Street.
George.
And they strong 4. I think great defense, but I'm going to Evangel.
You go with Evangel?
Yes. He's going with Evangel.
Yes, I am.
All right. Okay. All right. Coach John Johnson did say he's going with Carver in that matchup with McMain. Okay, here we go. Opelousas, 1-3. Got to travel to Natchitoches Central. Can the train start rolling for Opelousas? Yeah, I think it starts rolling this week. I got Opelousas. Who you got, VK?
Man. I don't know when it's gonna happen. We're gonna start disagreeing, but I agree with you again. I think Opelousas will get the job done, and I don't care if I wind up being tied with you this week. I gotta start getting on the winning motion here. So I think Opelousas will get it done.
DJ Doe. George, who you got?
Oh wow. I'm gonna go with the road team as well. Make it unanimous. Opelousas and look, Naked Essentials is a decent team, but Opelousas has run a little bit of a gauntlet. I think they get the job done.
All right, there we go. Coach John Johnson says Opelousas as well. All right, here we go. Thomas Jefferson going to Haynes. Haynes is 4-0, ladies and gentlemen. 4-0. Can Thomas Jefferson knock off undefeated Haynes? No. Haynes go to 5-0. And Haynes is in Division Two select this year. Oh God.
Mm.
Bless the Lord.
Well, Haynes, you look at this as the old Magnet Bowl, they call it, and it's renewed again more than anything else. It's good they continue this rivalry and everything else. But I talked with Coach Everett Bates, the assistant athletic director at Haynes, and he spoke very highly of Coach Powell, who's the head coach at Haynes. And so far so good is what he's seen. And they said Haynes brings a lot of power on the line, and they run the ball very, very well. They're like more of a keep away type of team. They want to keep the ball out of an opponent's hands, but at the same time, they're very smart. They are very athletic a little bit too. So in this ball game in the Magnet Bowl, it goes to Haynes.
Who you got, George Peppers?
That's a developing story, Haynes. Huh? I mean, they're undefeated, really up and coming. I think they announced themselves with another emphatic statement here, and they knock off Thomas Jefferson, who has struggled mightily at 1-4. I'll take Haynes as well.
All right, let's go to Baton Rouge area. Let's go there for a second. Madison Prep at Southern Lab. Southern Lab coming off of a loss last week. I forgot who they played. And Madison Prep 2-3. Who gets the win? Madison Prep will defeat Southern Lab. I got Madison Prep. VK.
Southern Lab coming off a loss against Denham Springs last
Yes.
week. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So uh and got a win for me. So thank good. Did I pick that? I think I
I
did
picked Denham
pick.
Springs.
I must have picked. I don't remember.
What you know?
Regardless of that, I think this is gonna be a close ball game. Um, but I'm gonna give the edge to Madison Prep because they'll have a little more depth in Southern Lab. But it's gonna be a good ball game
All right. Who you got, George Peppers?
I'm gonna go with the road team again here, Madison Prep. I think Southern Lab, obviously, this if they lose this one, that's not going to deter what they've got going forward in Division 4. They're still going to be a formidable foe that way, but it's a little bit too much here. They did give Denham Springs a little bit of a run early, but the Yellow Jackets handled them as they should have, and I for one went that way last week. I went with the Kittens last week against Denham. Shouldn't have, but did. But when you're trying to fish and catch, and the bait gets thrown off the hook. That's what happened here. I'm taking Madison Prep.
All right. We'll stay in Baton Rouge area. St. Michael 4-1. Taking on West Feliciana 2-3. Who gets the win? Not St. Michael in my eyes. West Feliciana gets the win over St. Michael. Go ahead, VK.
Dang, dog. I hope you're going the opposite way, but you're not. I gotta agree with you again. I think West Feliciana has played a little more of a tougher schedule. And I really think, St. Michael's off to a real good start. They've been making progress last couple of years in their football program. But I think it's a big stage. But I think West Feliciana will pull it off.
GP?
This was one I thought about. I thought one of y'all was going to take St. Michael's, but none of y'all are. I mean, they haven't really played anybody. So how true is that record, 4-1? Yeah, but they haven't really played anybody up to snuff. I don't know. West Louisiana has been up and down this year, but I'm gonna go with the home team. Give me the Saints at home.
Right. Good thinking, y'all. Good thinking.
And
St. Michael won last year, though, in this matchup. Just letting y'all know. All right, but moving on. Moving on. We're gonna stay in the Baton Rouge area a little bit longer. Walker, 4-1. Going to St. Amar. St. Amar got 2 losses by just a couple of points, man. A couple of points. Can St. Amar bounce back and beat Walker? Yes. St. Amar Gators defeats the Walker Wildcats. I got St. Amar.
interesting. Interesting right there. This is one pick I'm going to disagree with. Saint Amar has been very, very competitive. They have been right there in the ball game. I think they'll be right there once again. But Chad Mahaffey and this Walker team is on a mission, and I think they continue. They get the win against Saint Amar in a close one.
George?
Agreeing with VK could be a bad thing here. Just saying. I mean, he's the man in third place, but I'm going to agree with him here. I think the Wildcats have the temerity and the fortitude to go to St. Amar, and a St. Amar team that's been beat up in the pre-district. They got beat up. They've played close games and lost a close one to Kennedy and whatnot, but feel like they're a little bit nicked up a little bit here. I think Walker's going to find a way, and Chad Mahaffey is going to remind people the dude's still one of the best coaches in the state of Louisiana. Walker.
Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. Moving on. Can East St. John get a win? Can he get a win? Central Lafourche is 2-2. Thibodeau beat East St. John, but Thibodeau lost to Central Lafourche. Who wins this game? East St. John's gonna pull out something to win this game. I just feel it. They're gonna pull out something and get their first win of the season. East St. John does not lose to Central Lafourche. It doesn't happen. East St. John with the win.
This is going to be an interesting game. I wish I can go your way, Jared, but I'm not. Because what I done heard from both Coach Trusclair and Coach Boyne, Central's improved a lot. And I'm going to buy into that. I'm taking the Trojans to go over 500.
All right, George. Who you got?
So I get to be the deciding vote, right? Okay,
You
East
were
St.
you
John
were the
has
deciding
struggled,
vote
but
last game.
I know. But I went VK's way last game, not this one. I'm going with the road team here. Brandon Brown, look, he's a good coach. That team has struggled badly. I mean, they don't have a real identity about themselves, and it's dangerous picking that kind of team. Thibodeau popped him last week, but since Lafourche beat Thibodeau, and I get the pyramid you're trying to build here, I think East St. John's going to squeak by in Matthews and win this game. It's close, but I'm going to go with the Wildcats, the visitors.
Let's go to Central Louisiana. Big time matchup. Alexandria. Are they for real? So they've been showing it. But here's West Monroe, who's improved. Is West Monroe trying to still show that district that we the big brother and y'all little brothers? Y'all bow down to us. Or Alexandria gonna say, get out of our way. It's our time. Who wins this matchup? Alexandria, close. Ash with the win. VK.
I got to agree with you on that. I really have to agree with you. West Monroe, it has been improved a lot and everything. And the Rebels have been very competitive and in all phases. But at the same time, yeah, they saying we big brother, but we ain't even heard they haven't been big brother in the last 3 years. They've been slapped around now. because people have stepped up. They're not the big bullies no more. Alexandria has the experience and fortitude to get things done. Should be a close one. I'm going with the Trojans as well.
West Monroe's two losses this year have been to Pulaski County 67-47, and they got drilled against Baton Rouge Catholic, who's one of the favorites in Division One Select. One of the teams that you got to consider, right? So resume wise, West Monroe's got it. With that said, their best win this year was against a 1A, a 2A North DeSoto. I think North DeSoto's 2A. No, North DeSoto 4A. Okay. Alexandria's signature win doesn't look very good now, does it? They beat Destrehan a few weeks ago by a lot. Destrehan is not the same Destrehan we know. So maybe that's a little tarnish on it. But even at their home, I think that's going to be an electric atmosphere. West Monroe is going to bring their people. So expect a lights out football game, but I'm going to go with the home team here. I'm going to go and make it unanimous and go Alexandria. I think this is a touchdown win for them. This will be their closest game of the year by far, but they will survive it to get to 6-0.
All right. Let's go to
Before you go forward, Jared, you were saying about the questionable win, the some of the wins. Regardless of the fact, I understand what you're saying, George, but out of the schedule, Alexandria, they have beaten I'm going to say two defending state champions and the state semifinalists. So that's still a good wins on the schedule. So you can't discount those.
who's the state semifinalists?
Destrehan was they semifinals or quarterfinals
No, they
last year?
weren't.
Quarterfinal.
They got
Quarterfinalists,
they got put out in the quarters.
right? But you still beat Opelousas as defending state champion. You still beat Union Parish as defending state champion. So that still discount. That still counts as a big win on schedule.
It
Just
does.
saying. Just saying. I
Oh,
know it might not look good on
he
record
just trying to
wise,
show me up, Jared.
you
Look at
know.
that. He just
All
trying to
right,
show me
all
up,
right.
man. That man tripping.
Look, I get you with the Desiree part. I get what
I
you're
get the
saying. They
Destrehan too.
rattled. They've been battered with injuries, so I get it. Let's go to Vacherie, Louisiana, baby.
Oh,
Archbishop Shaw coming to Vacherie to take on St. James. TC Brazil calling my phone every goddamn day to talk trash to me, saying Shaw not gonna win this game. They can't touch St. James. Like that rhyme? Yeah. But Shaw coming to play no games. Yeah, I can rap a little bit. Y'all didn't know that, huh? Uh-huh. TC, when you lose, who you gonna blame? Archbishop Shaw with the win. Bird game. Mic drop.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna tell you this now. Shaw is the better team. Shaw is the veteran team. Shaw can go and get it done.
Can y'all
They,
hear me?
I can hear you. You can't hear me.
we got you. You good?
You good? I think Jared can't hear us. So I'm gonna continue and say what I gotta say. Uh, I tell you that Shaw should win this game more than anything else. They should win this game. But this St. James team is a dangerous team that's coming together early. So I expect this to be close. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta come for Jared.
I'm
I
back.
gotta. I gotta.
I'm
You
back.
back? You back?
I
Okay.
couldn't hear. Mic
Then
drop it. I couldn't hear no more.
you said your
All
pick it
right.
might drop, but
Yeah. Who you
I'm
got?
I'm going St. James. I gotta catch Jared. I gotta catch Jared. I gotta catch him. This is gonna be this. I'm saying it's gonna be by the skin of their teeth. I'm telling you. I think Shaw. I wouldn't be surprised that Shaw wins this game, but I have to try to catch Jared. I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna take the risk this week.
Woo.
I'm like
George,
this.
who
If
you got,
Shaw
George?
wins, I'm gonna take that L. I will take that L for my
You
boy.
better.
I
You,
will
you
take
say
that L.
you taking it now. Go ahead. Go
Whatever.
ahead. George, who you got?
Um, St. James has outperformed early expectations to this point. We thought they lost a ton off of last year's team, and we thought it would be a little bit of a struggle, but they've outperformed expectations. That being said, there's a guy named Jasper Parker that's going to make St. James' life a living nightmare. He may go for 250 Friday night. Shaw by 3 touchdowns. This game is not close.
Woo!
Shaw will dominate this game. St. James does not have the athletes to match up against that Shaw team, and that's a team that's coming together. They backed up the win against Lafayette Christian against the De La Salle team that defensively was stalwart, but Shaw made mincemeat of that team. They're starting that train is starting. They've gotten the wheels right. This Shaw team is on a mission. They're going to Vacherie and they're going to keep the crowd quiet. TC, I hate to be you Friday night, bro. About 9:15 or whatever time that game's going to get done. I hate to be you. You and VK may have to commiserate after the game is over. Because Shaw wins this game by whatever. I'd say 3 touchdowns, but they can name the number. And I
TC.
did not get paid by Jared Boyd to make that statement. I just look at these teams and I think this is a colossal beatdown waiting for St. James.
TC. Have my food waiting for me, partner. Moving
Oh,
on.
he's got
Let's
food.
go.
Oh, y'all
Let's
got
go.
food on this game?
I don't know. I don't know
I
who got
got
on
your
the
back.
game.
Don't
I'm
worry
just
about it,
making.
TC. I got you. I got your back, TC. Don't worry
Dumb
about
and
it.
Dumber.
Yeah,
All right,
y'all,
we're playing.
y'all backs gonna be. I told TC, remember how you was in the dome? Get ready. You're gonna be that again. All right, we're moving on. Bonneville at East
Ooh.
Jeff. Battle of the East Bay. DJ like messing with George, bro. He like messing with George. Oh man. All right. I got Bonneville, y'all. I think Bonneville, they've had some tough battles. I think Bonneville's gonna pull this out over East Jeff. I got Bonneville, VK.
I think I agree with you. I think the Bonneville Bruins, they've been a very, very tough team. And I ain't gonna lie, could be a factor in the district race. Watch for the Bonneville Bruins. I have Bonneville over East Jeff.
All right. Who you got, George?
Competitive game, this one. Two young coaches trying to make statements here, and Glover's doing a good job. Yeah, they got worked over by 35 last week, and that was a pick I think in hindsight I shouldn't have made against the Renegals. But I think Bonneville gets this win. I think they're going to win this game. I think this is a close game, though. I feel like they'll win it, but this is a touchdown spread.
All right. All right, we got you. Let's go to the North Shore. Covington and
Yep.
Mandeville,
I like
5
that
and
man.
0 against 5 and 0. So, who gets the win? I looked at the schedules that they played. Covington played Franklinton. That's 4 and 1. Got the win over Franklinton, 32-21. But this game is not in Covington. This game is in Mandeville. I think Mandeville escapes with a close victory. VK. I got the Skippers skipping their way out that stadium that George. No, the Skippers skipping out of their own stadium with a win. Close one.
Centennial Stadium is going to be rocking. It's going to be a standing room only crowd. Going back in the days, how much this rivalry is very, very intense between these two. Not too far from each other either. So I really think this is going to be a very, very close game. Nate Shepard will be a factor again in this ball game. Big give a lot of credit to both coaches, especially Greg Salter, getting that team to bounce back after what happened last season so far. Craig Jones got a very good squad, but I think Mandeville will win it by the skin of their teeth. I wouldn't be surprised by a field goal.
Right. GP.
All right, I was just writing the picks in. I thought, okay, I figured, we're gonna go that route. Ah, Nate Shepard has been a dog, hasn't he, for that Skippers team? And yeah, admittedly, the schedule hasn't been power packed as others. But with that being said, here's where they start opening eyes. Here's where they start opening eyes. I think Covington has been stout this year. Greg Salter's done an outstanding job. That team was a mess last year, but they had a ton of injuries too. If y'all recall, they started fast and the wheels fell off when they lost like 8 starters or weeks. The wheels fell off that team last year, and they just could never recover. They're healthy, they're dangerous, but the skippers at home win, and I think they win by 10.
All right, still on the North Shore. Frederick Douglass, who's
Ooh.
4-0. Yeah. Shout out to Frederick Douglass. They're going to Kentwood. Kentwood coming off of a loss to a meet. But Kentwood bounces back and gets the win. Kentwood. Mr. VK, Kentwood in the top 5 last year. What you got, bro?
You funny. You very funny. Douglas has really been having a very good start, good wins. Coach McLeod has done an unbelievable job with this program and
Yes.
everything. We seen him last week,
Yep.
scouting Kentwood. He's done a great job. Um, I would go the way of Douglas, but I can't. Douglas, I tell you, they're a good team. They're gonna be dangerous in the district, but Kentwood, they ain't looking to have a big bounce back victory. I'll tell you one thing about Coach Blunt's team. That's gonna be a team once they get better and better. Kentwood's gonna be dangerous down the line. They're gonna be very dangerous in Division 4. So I like Kentwood in this ballgame.
All right. What you got, George?
On pedigree, I would take Kentwood. Douglas has had a fascinating start to things, but what concerns me about the Kangaroos here, sure, they battled back, and they had their chances late to steal that game at a meet last week. Didn't happen. I wonder if there's a little bit of a carryover. Losing the rivalry game, that's a intense rivalry. The Battle of 55, Tangible Ho, and all that. Douglas is not going to shame themselves. They're going to play well. But I think Kentwood, what I see from the Kangaroos, is a team that can and will get better. And Cornelius Blunt, they run the 5-man spread. They run a 5 wide offense. Once it clicks, it's going to be a problem for some teams. And I think it starts this week. Kentwood wins. But again, Douglas does not disgrace themselves. I'm going with the Kangaroos.
All right. Holy Cross at John Curtis. Give me John Curtis. VK.
I will go with the Patriots as well. Holy Cross is really bounced back. Huge victory last week against Jesuit. I mean, Coach Watney is really keeping his kids afloat more than anything else. But JT Curtis trying to get his team going, especially in a tight district race. Give me the Patriots.
George Peppers.
I'm very tempted. Oh my God, I'm very tempted. This John Curtis team is not the same team that we know about intimidation. They don't scare you. They don't scare you. They got beat in a defensive struggle to Rumble 2 weeks ago. Yes, they mauled Warren Easton last week. And that was a tailor made matchup. I guess the way that game played out, Warren Easton, whatever happened, happened. Holy Cross did get out on Carr, and they beat Jesuit. They beat Jesuit, who beat Brother Martin. I hate pyramids. I do. Um, God, he's a damn good coach. He's not JT, obviously. If this was Holy Cross's team last year, I would have took him. I'm gonna go with the Patriots, but I think the Holy Cross is gonna give him a little bit of something to think about here in over 48 minutes. Curtis, but
Well, I'm,
close.
I'm, I'm going to say this. John Curtis has not forgotten that loss from last year in overtime, the special
Revenge.
trick, the trick play Holy Cross
Yep.
ran on the 2-point conversion. Yeah, Curtis got their heads. Trust me, they haven't forgotten that loss. All right, Tag Gormley. In the
Oh,
car
my
at Brother Martin. And the car still undefeated. Brother Martin with a bounce back win over a good Rummel team. Brother Martin last year held the car to 19 points in their matchup and still lost. Can Brother Martin's defense hold them to a low amount of points? And can they put points on the board to beat Etna Carr? Who is Trayshawn Ware going to be covering? Will he cover Manchild? Will he cover Deshaun Smith? Will he cover number 5? I think that's
Oliver
Oliver.
Mitchell.
Yeah, Oliver Mitchell. Who is he going to cover? I don't know. But Edna Carr gets the victory over Brother Martin.
Brother Martin has just been proving a lot of people wrong. They've been proving a lot of people wrong. And I would love to pick the Crusaders, but not against the Edna Cougars. Not against the Edna Car Cougars. Cougars too tough. Cougars got too many weapons. I wouldn't be surprised this game could go down to the wire. I would not be surprised because Brother Martin has been putting up fights against Carr. But I wouldn't be surprised if it come down to the wire, but I will go with Edna Carr.
George Peppers.
We talk about carryovers and whatnot. Carr invested in that game against St. Augustine, and that was maybe one of the more complete efforts of the year, winning decisively against the Purple Knights, who the three of us have said about St. Aug that's a team that looks like they have an identity and leadership and everything, but there was some very disturbing signs in that game last Saturday from the Aug side of things. Jared, we talked about this off the air. That being said, Brother Martin is a very well coached football team. I get what VK is saying. I just don't know if they could stand up over 48 minutes against this Cougar team. This Cougar team has an edge to it that I haven't seen since 2020. I think Edna Carr gets it done.
Okay. Our good friend Nick Campbell, he says Brother Martin will get the win over Edna Carr.
I ain't saying nothing bad about Nick because he in the preseason he said Harville would beat Destran, and that's starting to look a little more chancy.
Like every
I ain't
day,
saying
huh?
nothing
Look
bad
more and
about that
more
man,
true.
not at all.
All right, here we go. Lakeshore against Franklinton. Lakeshore. VK, go ahead and pick your Franklinton. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You did it because of spite, huh?
Nah, Lakeshore gonna beat them.
You did it because of spite.
Lakeshore beat them. Lakeshore beat them.
Jared, I've been knowing you for years. I know you. You did it because of spite. It's okay.
Lakeshore
I know.
beat them.
I know you believe in Lakeshore. I know you did it because of spite. I will raise your Franklinton and take the Demons to go 5-1. Demons been having some huge wins on the schedule, and both coaches doing a great job at Lakeshore and Franklinton, but especially for Nick Sottoformaggio, who will get it done as Franklin will go 5-1.
Let me go ahead and text my boy Bo Brano, who's at Lakeshore now. Don't let me down. I need this win. Who you got, George?
Spite. Look at this, George.
All right, so once again, Mediator Peppers is in here to mediate. That said, I'm gonna use a line from one of my favorite football movies. In the case of the Franklinton Demons, they will forever remember the night they got there by the Titans. Lakers is my pick to win this game.
That's what I'm talking about, George.
That's what's up. Dab it up, baby. Dab it up. Where you at?
All right, guys. That's right. I'm right here, Chief. Let's go.
Y'all gonna leave my dog Nick alone. That's
Hey,
all
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
say.
nothing.
If they
Whoa,
win
whoa,
this week,
whoa.
y'all gonna leave my
Wait.
dog Nick
Who said
alone.
something about Nick? Stop pointing. Who said something about Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Who said
Not
something about
I,
Nick?
says me.
Move on.
Nobody said nothing about Nick's
Okay,
name.
okay,
What
okay,
the
okay,
world?
okay. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all gonna leave my
Lord,
dog alone. Yeah, let's move on.
yo, dog.
Hey.
All right, moving on, y'all. St. Martin's at Riverside. Here we go. Harlem Berry versus Daedric Lasty. Who gets the win? Riverside on a winning streak against St. Martin's. And guess what? The winning streak continues. Riverside over St. Martin's. Kevin Dyes, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. You understand, though. Go ahead, VK.
You taking you say you're taking Riverside?
Riverside.
Okay. Man. St. Martin's has been waiting on this moment for a long time, I tell you, but give me Dedrick Lasty again. Give me Dedrick Lasty one more time.
One more
Close
time.
game. Close game this time. Riverside will pull it out.
All right, George.
We saw this matchup in the state quarterfinals, VK. You and I did this game for the Hash It Out Show game of the week in the quarters. That night, Riverside had all the edges. St. Martin's, though, just kept fighting. They kept fighting. They were so resilient. And, Harlan Berry did what he could, but Riverside's team composition was better. I think it's the same thing. Coach Kevin has done a hell of a job at St. Martin's. He's got that outfit. He ain't the biggest dude in the world, but that dude got some serious spark plugs to him. I think the Rebels get it done. The home field, and remember, this was a road game last year in the playoffs. Rebels at home, too tough. I think Riverside wins.
Back to the North Shore. St. Paul's at Hammond. Give me the St. Paul's Wolves. VK.
Going the opposite way, man. Coach Buckles and that Hammond team, are they're merging up. They're merging up, and they're looking for probably one of the biggest wins in school history. Close ball game. I'm taking the Tours over St. Paul's, and I might be the only one, but it don't matter. If this goes, oh, guess what? It's up for VK. It's up.
George,
What?
your
How do
turn.
you want me to How do you want me to follow that? Oh wow. Okay, Austin about Riverside. All right. Look, the enthusiasm is going to be crazy good in Hammond Friday night. St. Paul's has the resume to go in there and get it. Kenny Sears does a great job there, and you mentioned Hammond's coaching staff, VK. They have done yeoman's work with the tours. You know what? I'm a believer. This is going to be a slight upset. It's done.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, George. That's what
Well,
I'm
thank you.
talking about.
Get ready to put some L's next to y'all record
What I'm
after
talking
Not
after
this
about,
that
one.
dog.
game. All right.
Throw it up, VK. Where you at,
What
Oh
boy?
I'm
yeah,
talking about,
definitely,
George.
definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes,
St. Paul
sir.
winning this game. Y'all crazy. All right, here we go. Can St.
Terrible.
Charles
St. Charles.
Catholic
Oof.
finally get a win?
Nope.
Can they get a win? Coach Tyler Lewis and Terrabone coming to town. I think St. Charles Catholic goes 0-5. Terrabone walks out of Thomas Depew. I know I'm saying it
Dupuy.
wrong. Dupuy Stadium with they win. Terrebonne Tigers. BK.
Man. Combination, man. Oh man, this is tough. I wish I could say 1-4. Ah, it's gonna be too tough, man. I ran into Tyler Lewis before I left out of AEW Mumford Stadium for Southern and Nichols, and we ran into each other and we talked to each other for a minute. You know what I'm saying? He was with the athletic director of Nichols while we was going out and everything. But he's doing a great job. Hopefully, we'll have him on back on the show soon. Terrebonne trying to get into big and better things, like I mentioned. Give me the Tigers.
Tell them Austin.
Man, no,
Tell
you're
them.
wrong and shut your mouth, Austin. Come on
Tell
now.
them Austin. Tell them Austin.
Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
you can't see me. All right. Uh, Terrebonne St. Charles. You know what happened to Wayne Stein's team this year? I mean, it's a team transition from the last 3 years, two championships and a runner up. Should have punted the ball, but that's another story. Um, Terrebonne has been monster good offensively. I'm gonna pick this on a feeling. I'm gonna pick this game on a feeling. I think Terrebonne has the better squad. Tyler Lewis has done great work there, but Hahnville dropped 51 on them people. And Hahnville's not that. I mean, it's a good offense, but it's not one of those like, oh my God, they're going to drop 50 every week. I think St. Charles might have a little something for these people Friday night. They're home. I think they pulled a slight upset. They win. They win a game that's a close to the vest kind of game. Comets break the schneid.
Let's come to the West Bank. West Jeff and Higgins. Yeah.
My God,
Little West Bank rivalry. But I'm
this
going to
dude
let
right here.
VK go first. Who you got, VK? Who you got?
Was a quarter at second toss this one, man. Because this
Oh,
is this is
man.
going this is
Gee.
tough. This is really really tough. This was hard to pick. Coach Powell or Coach uh or God dog it. See, I'm getting old. I forgot the new coach of West Jeff. Used to be a former Purple Knight. Uh, but regardless of the fact, I don't care who wins this game, but either one, don't let me freaking down. I'm gonna go with the Bucks, man. I'll go with the Bucks.
Marcel Andrew.
Marcel Andrew. Yes. Marcel Andrew and Emmanuel Powell. I hate to go against Coach Powell, but I'm gonna go with Andrew to get the second
All right. DJ and
Jared,
Austin
who do you
Tyler.
have?
I ain't picked yet.
one. He
I
ain't
ain't
pick
picked.
it. You're next.
Higgins,
All right.
Austin Tyler, and DJ 1-3 both have Higgins. But guess what, fellas? I disagree with both of y'all. I think West Jeff getting the win also. I got the Buccaneers or West Jeff getting the win. Who you got, George Peppers?
The day as an Everett alum that I picked West Jefferson to win a football game is the day that it will live in infamy. Um,
That's
but
last
that
year,
being
Austin.
said, in their 3 losses this year, the Buccaneers have scored a grand total of 0 points. Their only win this year was McMahon. So was Higgins. So somebody's got to break through, right? Higgins has 2 wins, but one of those was a forfeit to Carver. Carver had to
Right.
forfeit that game to them. The first team to 8 wins this game. Neither offense is up to snuff, but I'm going to take the team with the more proven head coach that he's going to somehow find a way to extract a W out of them. Higgins wins over West Jeff.
Okay. Let's go back to Shreveport. Here we go. Parkway against that improved defense that Airline has, that VK says, that gave up 68 points to Captain Shreve last week. Who wins this game? Parkway was out 8 starters last week. Went and got a player from the student section to come out on the field and start at quarterback, and they won. Corey Brotherton doing a great job at Parkway, undefeated. But I think that ends. Airline wins, and it may be a 55-50 game again. Airline over Parkway, VK.
Uh Man, this is gonna be really, really close. Another shootout to the death. That's what airlines known for. And I think there was no news this week that Parkway's player was not was legal. So you know what I'm saying, that was the big thing I was waiting on all week. If there was a call to the LHSA, not saying in a bad way, not
Yeah,
disrespecting Coach
DJ, be
Brotherton.
serious.
Not you have to think about this, and you have to think. You grabbed somebody from the stands, and the biggest rule in the LHSAA, they must be on the original roster before the season starts. If not, that's an illegal player. So plain and simple, if there was calls and if they're clear, and if that guy is on the original roster before the season starts, okay, you good. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Coach Brotherton and Parkway stealing a win on the road. They had a huge one on the road at Bird. I believe in Parkway to get it done.
All right, George.
Yeah, take the over.
Yeah, what he
Absolutely.
said. Austin Tyler, take the over. I mean, that much improved defense, boy. Yeah, and look, for the record, and I'll speak for all 3 of us. If Airline had a defense, they'd be easily in our top 5.
Yeah,
Easily,
yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt. This offense is extremely elite. It is one of the best offenses and one of the most potent offenses in the state of Louisiana, no doubt. Parkway, I don't know if those starters are coming back this week, but this is a tempo team that plays fast, and Parkway cannot play with those kind of teams. Airline, my pick.
All right. Let's go to Lake Charles. Acadiana
Yeah, I'm
at
going.
Bar. Give me Acadiana, VK.
I agree with you on that. I'll take the Wrecking Rams over the Bucks.
All right. George Peppers.
Huh. Make it 3. Acadiana wins big.
All right. This next one about to get spicy. About to get spicy right here. Oh, yeah. Let it begin. Let it begin. Two schools that are less than a mile away from each other. Two schools where two former head coaches left one school to go to the new school.
Oh, yeah.
And some players left also to go to that other school. Here they are. They're meeting up for the first time ever. Bad blood is written all over this. Hunter Landry, former LCA coach, is the coach at Lafayette Renaissance Charter High. Trev Falk, the former coach of Lafayette Christian Academy, he's at Lafayette Renaissance Charter High also. Who gets the win in this one? That school called Lafayette Christian Academy gets the win. Bam! They get the win. Lafayette Renaissance Charter has done tremendously. They get their first loss. Lafayette Christian with the win, VK.
I would go the way of Mr. Boyd, but I'm not going the way of Mr. Boyd because this is the birth, the official birth of Lafayette Renaissance. Too much distractions for LCA.
They
Give
just
me
just barely lost
Lafayette
to Central. Just barely
Renaissance.
lost to Central.
Well,
What distractions?
all I'm gonna tell you
And
is too, like I said before, from last year to this season about Lafayette Christian. They still gonna be a factor in some way, somehow. But at the same time, that transition is going to hurt them a bit. And this is gonna be one of the games. I'm taking Lafayette Renaissance.
boy, yeah, boy,
And
boy.
I'm like this. I'll take that L. This is one of the games. I'll take that L if it happens. If Lafayette Renaissance wins, nobody on this panel tell me jack the rest of the year. Nobody tell me none the rest of the year.
We're
If
gonna tell you
Lafayette
something.
Renaissance win.
We're gonna tell you something next week, regardless if they win or not.
Just saying.
You still in third place. Get the first
Oh,
place, then talk.
man, look, I ain't gotta talk, but y'all ain't gotta talk to me if the Lafayette Renaissance win.
No,
It
You've
is
been
what
in,
it is.
you've been in third place the last 2 years anyway.
Whatever.
Morality.
Whatever, man.
My, how plural aren't we? I mean, I'm getting zinged, and I haven't even made a pick in this game yet. Wow. Listen, they've got, and that's Trev Falk and Hunter Landry. So familiarity is there. Here's the thing, though, that I saw last weekend. I'm a little bit surprised that I saw it. Actually, I shouldn't be. After firing their head coach, it felt like a sense of relief for Lafayette Christian
Yeah,
because they gave
that's
a
what they
very
said.
inspirational effort to a central team that both of you have in your top five. And I almost did. That being said, what Lafayette Renaissance Christian Academy, try saying that 10 times, has done has been spectacular. That said, this is a watershed moment. I get the proving ground part, but I think Lafayette Christian turns their season around here, and I think they go there and get the win.
Boom! We're still in the Lafayette area, ladies and gentlemen. Leesville at Iowa. Xavier Ford can break Michael Ford's. No, was it Michael Ford or Cecil Collins? I think Cecil Collins records, or rushing touchdown record. One of the two. He has a chance to break it against Iowa. And he may break it. But when he breaks it, his team's not going to win. Iowa with the win over Leesville, VK.
It's gonna be a tough ball game. It's gonna be a real tough ball game. Very, very close between both of these schools. You can't go wrong either way. Can't go wrong either way in this ball game. I know I disagree with you with a couple of picks and everything. This is the one time this is the other time I will agree with you on this one. Iowa by this much. That's how close this game is gonna be Friday night. I think Ford does have a chance and will break the record, but close ball game, Iowa pulls it out.
DJ, who y'all got again? Just tell me who you got, DJ. Judge Peppers. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Yellow Jackets as well. I think this is a very good football game that we're in for Friday night with these two. But I think the Yellow Jackets just feel more a little well-rounded, more depth. I think they win a close game, though. I think this is a 7-point win for the Jackets.
All right. Last one. Southside going to Sam Houston. Who gets the win? I'm going to go with the Sharks of Southside.
Judge Curtis don't let me down, man. Sharks don't let me down. Could be because I think it's gonna be a close game against Sam Houston, but I'm going with the Sharks, the South Side myself.
DJ, that's why I didn't put the game on here. Go ahead, George Peppers.
All right, hold on 1 second, because I'm writing in. I said this at the beginning of the season in our previews that Southside would be the team to be the chasee this year, and I felt like they're back in a familiar role. The step continues. Jess Curtis gets a big road win. They waylaid Barb last week. Beat him down pretty good last week.
Now,
31 to
hold on. Now,
14.
hold on. Hold on. Now, that was a close game to the fourth quarter. That was a
But
close.
it
I
finished
watched it.
31.
I watched
Okay,
it.
I get
I,
it.
I
But what
watched it.
Southside showed you in that fourth quarter was the getaway. They got some getaway. They
What
finished.
what Bob showed me in the fourth quarter is they're not there yet.
No. And I don't know too much about Sam Houston as far as I mean I see 4-1 and looks like they've got a really good thing going down there. Um, but I think the Sharks get the win. Southside, my pick.
All right. We don't have a pick on this, so we're not going to do it. But it's a question to you, George. Who would you pick, 35 or Abe? They play this weekend. Who would you pick?
Abramson, aren't they undefeated?
I don't know.
I know they have a good record, if I remember right. I thought I saw 3-1 or four, something like that. I don't remember. I'd pick 35. I know we're not going to pick the game, but I would pick 35. I ain't
Well,
making DJ mad at me twice in a row, and I ain't worried
well,
if he does get mad. So what? I ain't worried about him.
There you go.
well.
Pull up.
Sam Houston's biggest win, and you look at the schedule, they gave Leesville their first loss of the year.
Sure did.
Who?
They gave
Leesville.
Leesville their first loss of the year.
Leesville. That's a quality win.
That's a
Yes,
quality win.
very quality
Hmm.
It is. All right, ladies and gents, that is it for our show tonight. We have a special edition Hash It Out Show Game of the Week tomorrow between John Eric and Riverdale on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. Pre-game will start at 6:15 with kickoff following at 6:30. Tune in tomorrow night. And then Friday night, tune in again as the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week is between Hornville and Thibodeau. Pre-game will be at 6:30. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. And that's also on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy, which you see right here on the bottom. Um, Other than that, any last words, Mr. VK?
man. Very good show tonight. Very good week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some good guests, good sports talk and everything, man. It's been a fun week, and we're gonna have more fun tomorrow. Three-man weave, and Friday. I don't know if we're gonna do three-man weave or not, but regardless of the fact, we're gonna have a lot of fun this week. Yeah, you're gonna be sick of us, man. So like, tag, share, subscribe, support us, man. We need some more viewers the next couple of nights. Let's do it. Let's get those numbers up.
I don't know where you're going with the you're going to get sick of us. Come on now. I mean, us three handsome gentlemen. I mean, the only thing that might be sick of is your picks, which I'm joking when I say that. Jared's sitting there sheepishly agreeing. I need to know one thing. How far is Vacherie from Thibodeau?
20 minutes. 20
20
minutes.
minutes?
20 minutes.
Thibodeau's
Vacherie is
further.
Vacherie is
Who's
north of
first?
Thibodeau. North.
So Vacherie's north of Thibodeau.
Yeah.
So we'll be passing Vacherie on the way back from Thibodeau, right?
No, you're not. Nope. Nope. Because
No.
Thibodeau's on off of Highway 90. Vacherie's off of 3127.
Oh,
Or,
okay. So we'd have to.
or
I
you
got you.
have, or, or actually, they have a back road that you can get to St. James as well.
Yeah, that is Highway
Hey,
something. That's
One.
the road to get there. Yes, but he was
yes.
saying that he was thinking to pass it up. No, if you go Highway 90, you're
Oh,
not passing up
that's
Vacherie.
not. You
Yeah,
sure not.
But that
Got to take that
said,
back road to get there.
2 games this
he
week.
wasn't saying about the back road though, man.
Oh,
No, I didn't.
no, I just said no. You did.
Exactly. Putting words in my mouth, bro. It's all good though. It's all to the good.
No, I was just
I
saying there's
got you.
another way to get there. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. I got you.
Mhm.
But that said, Eric Riverdale tomorrow night, entertaining game, proving ground game for Riverdale. Stay tuned because the Rebels have really instilled a belief in this game, and they have put their eggs in this basket, and that is the beauty, the subplot of this game. Riverdale believes they can win it. I think we're in for an entertaining game at Memphis tomorrow night. The weather is going to be pristine. It's going to be low humidity, no clouds, no hydration breaks. Just it's cooling. It's cooling off. That's a good thing. Friday night, Hahnville, Thibodeau. We would look forward to going down there. It's our first time down that way. Thibodeau much improved. Hahnville has made some tremendous strides in Coach Greg Boyd's first year. Show game of the week, 2 for the price of 1. We don't charge. So just using the axiom, we will be there in both locations, giving you the games that the way we do best. And it's going to be a fun 2 nights. That said, and also a great collegiate football sports weekend. Ohio State, Oregon, big game of the weekend at Autzen. Sure, Game Day and company will be there. LSU hosts Ole Miss in Baton Rouge, catching points, LSU. And, of course, the Tulane's off this week, so they can't lose. I mean, but they are terrific. I think that's a team that can run the table. I'll say it now. Tulane might run the table and might find their way into that playoff. They might. They need some help, though. They might, though. They do. Well, the Service Cat Navy has to go out. Army, UNLV, teams like that. Boise, teams like that. We'll see. I mean, it's a week-by-week process. And, of course, the Saints play Sunday. And, of course, they play Tampa Bay, who's already here, of course, because of Hurricane Milton. There's some troll that put a video about Baker Mayfield walking down Tampa as the hurricane was making landfall, which it has made landfall. Just for the update, they went in as a Cat 3 at 120. So could have been a lot worse, but 120 is still pretty potent. Thoughts and prayers to those in Florida. We hope you did everything correctly. But it's going to be a great sports weekend. And Spencer Rattler, the man VK loves to hate, is going to start for the Saints on Sunday. And that man's going to show you why he could be that dude. He's got a chance against a vicious Tampa Bay defense. But that same vicious Tampa Bay defense got whacked by Bo Nix a few weeks ago. Did they not? And Bo is a system quarterback. But Saints, I think they're catching points now. I know they were favored earlier in the week. I have not checked since. But we in for another good football weekend. And next week, when we go to East St. John, I don't know if you know this, VK, but the temperatures are going to be in the 50s.
Wait.
West St. John, West St. John. Yeah, West St. John. My bad. I don't know if y'all know this, but the temperature is going to be in the 50s next Friday night. Just throwing it out there, 56 degrees.
It's going to be football weather wherever we go. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Hash It Out Show. Tomorrow night, tune in, JB the Sports Guy YouTube page, as VK Jones, George Peppers, and I will be calling the game of John Ehret versus Riverdale. And then tune in again Friday. I don't care if you're watching the game in person. Pull your phone out. Tune in as Hahnville takes on the Thibodeau Tigers with VK Jones, George Peppers on the call, and maybe me. We'll see. That's up in the air. We'll see. But thank y'all for watching. Thank you for Chad Jones for tuning in. We're back Tuesday right here on the Hash It Out Show. We'll see y'all tomorrow and Friday as we're calling the game. But we'll see y'all here Tuesday on the Hash It Out Show itself. Y'all take care.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move. Cause I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. 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 Cause I'm winning. 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 I'm winning.
head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching The Hash It Out Show.